What doesn't get enough credit on that show is the yodeling song.
The yodeling song?
Well, you were doing Price is Right, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know the yodel game?
Yeah, yodel. I forget how it goes, though.
It's great. It's an actual song.
That. Yeah, somebody remixed that, though, I feel like a couple of years ago, didn't they?
I don't know, but it's amazing. It's going to be our wedding song.
What happened? It just with Celine Dion barely edged. What was your wedding song?
It was called "You Picked Me." You don't know the song.
No, I don't.
Yeah, it's
Taylor Swift.
No. A Fine Frenzy.
Oh, okay.
Is the name?
Are you upset? I like A Fine Frenzy. That's a good. I like them.
Yeah. Do you?
Yeah, no, they're good. I know that I used to play one of their songs all the time. I just can't remember what it was.
Okay.
I just remember saying in my radio days, that's A Fine Frenzy on EHM. Thanks for tuning in.
Great job.
Thanks.
Hell of a read.
Well, listen, speaking of bad radio, Jerry Seinfeld was on public radio in New York City. Caused quite what I like to call in the business a shitstorm.
A ruckus.
By calling out the left and saying they've ruined comedy.
Is comedy ruined? Nobody laughing anymore?
Well, we'll see.
All right.
A lot to talk about with Jerry Seinfeld. Plus, the protests continue across campuses across the country. We've got a space laser.
Okay.
Hitting the earth as we speak, which is great.
Cool.
Justin Bieber's crying. Sydney Sweeney's swinging back. And, of course, we have other assorted items and such. And just last-minute addition to the program, we've added a game. So we'll do that towards the end. Stay tuned. That's a podcast. You didn't think I was going to nail it, did you?
No, especially because you weren't looking.
I know. You
did it blind.
No look.
That was good.
It's like Kobe. Me and Kobe. Just
same. You're like separated at birth.
Physique, looks. How's the hair? I was having a great hair day until I decided to go out and play baseball with my kid, and then it's all ruined.
Kids ruin everything, don't they?
80 degrees today in New York. It was insane here.
We had the AC on.
Did you?
First time this year, yeah.
Wow.
It was brutal. We were sitting there, we were just sitting, sweating. It was insane.
Yeah.
Weren't moving. It was just sweat. I was like, okay, we got to do something. I went over. I cleaned out the filter and everything. I was like, all right, let's turn this sucker on. It was great.
Did you clean out the filter, or did you just go over to the unit and give it one a...
That, I cleaned out the filter, then turned it on. And, of course, I'm staring right into the fan as I turned it on. It just the first poof of dust went right in my face. So that was fun.
You're like that kid in Sandlot when the vacuum's short and circuit.
I blame myself.
That's always a defeating moment in a man's life when he's angry that I have these moments a lot with my wife where I get very angry something's not working, and then she's like, what's wrong? And I'm like, there's nobody else to blame but me. I got nothing. It's my fault. I screwed this whole thing up. It's on me. I
remember when we moved into this house, the wall you see right behind me, there's a set of stairs that go upstairs right here, right off camera here. And it used to be carpeted. It's not anymore. It's hardwood. And I was pulling out the tacks for the carpet, and I was getting rid of them all. And I had a pair of pliers, and I put my foot on the wall because these tacks were like in there, right? Big, heavy duty ones. And I put my foot on the wall, and I'm pulling on the tack with the pliers. Foot went right in the wall. I wound up like, I don't know, thigh deep into the wall. I'm like, hon, do we know a guy that could fix walls?
First, can you get me out of the wall? Second, can you find somebody to fix the said wall?
Good news and bad news. There's no bodies hidden under the stairs here, but bad news is we got to fix a wall.
Yeah. You know how I know we don't have any mice in our wall?
I've been in there.
I'm looking right in it. It's fine. All right. Well, that's good. That's good. I always felt like you should do a home improvement show. I think you'd be great at it. I really do.
You know, there are some things I could handle in this house. There are a lot of things like the electricity. Like, I don't understand how people hook up Ring doorbell cameras. You got to shut off the power, right? You got to make sure. You know, is that standard? Everybody just shuts the. You know, that
I
seems
guess
like
so.
a major
Why is that?
thing when you have to shut off the tower.
Did you try and do one and you had to shut off the power and that's where you
to shut the power? You gotta, make sure everything's hooked up. And I'm like, I gotta wire. What am I doing? I'm holding wires to a house. This isn't natural. What am I? Someone else should be doing. I shouldn't be doing this. I'm not trained for that. I feel like you need to be trained to hold wires that go into your house.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. My wife was like, we should get security cameras outside. So I bought security cameras for inside the house where they could be plugged in and pointed at the door.
They have these security cameras now that go into like the light fixture. Instead of a light bulb, you just screw in a camera.
Brilliant.
That's great. The only problem is you lose a light.
That's true, but who wants to put a hole in their house? I have tried extensively not to put any holes in my house.
Yeah.
It's a hard thing to do, but we don't hang pictures. We don't move things around.
Yeah. See, these pictures are all taped up.
No holes. That's the way to go.
That's then you got to fix them. No good.
God bless the people that invented those command strips. You know what I'm saying? Those guys are good.
Right. See, they need to make command strips that hold up like major stuff.
That would be nice.
It's like 3 pounds is like the max or something. I don't know what it is, but
that would be nice.
You need command hooks that hold up like doors.
All right, let's roll right into it there, big dog. Jerry Seinfeld came out swinging today on public radio, mind you, where liberalism lives. This is the most highly concentrated form of liberalism is on public radio.
Is that true?
Yeah, but you would think it's like CNN or MSNBC, and although the force is strong there, television is still pretty common. Who the fuck is listening to radio but an old curmudgeon-y liberal? And that's really where the virus, wokeism, as they call it, Frank.
Oh my God.
And increases with power.
I don't understand everybody's aversion to being woke. That's just another way of saying accepting. I don't understand what's so wrong with it.
Well, because it started there.
Where is it now?
And where it is now, I don't even know. Wait until we get to the protesting thing. I don't even know what's happening there. There are so many inconsistencies with these college campus protests. It's unbearable.
I don't know. I think people are just afraid of change. And it's a major, when something has to evolve, everybody gets all freaked out. You got to roll with it. When society is evolving, you roll with it, or, in a positive way. I mean, if it's evolving in a positive way, there's nothing wrong with that. That's just evolving. That's all.
There's some truth to that, but there's also I don't think most people are as gentle about it as you are.
Yeah, no, I get that. Some people are extreme.
Is this hard for you that Jerry Seinfeld and Donald Trump are on the same side of this issue? Is that a difficult place to be?
I don't think they're on the same side. I think he's defending comedy and comedians. Donald Trump is just an idiot. I don't know what he's defending. He's only defending himself. But Seinfeld, I understand, but I don't agree with him.
Well, let's find out what he said first before we start to get into it. What do you say? All right, so here it is. This was the clip from earlier on Public WNYC.
We're brought to you by something very weird, and here's Jerry Seinfeld.
Thank you for tuning in to listener-supported WNYC.
Yes.
Where if during this month you send in $10, we will send you an old CD jewel case.
That's nice. I have one myself. I keep some important CDs in there. It's great.
Yes, that's where I keep all my push pins nowadays, in an old jewel case.
That's a valuable addition to my CD collection.
This is a special jewel case, though, that was knitted by an old lady
that's nice.
who voted for John F. Kennedy.
That's special. That's very special.
It was made with, also, if you give $25, we'll get you the knitted jewel case made from MAGA tears. It's a very hot item.
That's rare. That's rare. It's hard to knit with tears.
It is hard to knit with tears.
I don't understand what Anthony's talking about.
But Gladys, who lives up in Spanish Harlem, just makes them all day long.
Gladys found a way.
All right, here's what Jerry had to say.
Nothing really affects comedy. People always need it. They need it so badly, and they don't get it. It used to be you would go home at the end of the day. Most people would go, oh, Cheers is on. Oh, MASH is on. Oh, Mary Tyler Moore is on. All in the Family's on. You just expected there'll be some funny stuff we can watch on TV tonight. Well, guess what? Where is it? This is the result of the extreme left and PC crap and people worrying so much about offending other people. Mm-hmm. When you write a script and it goes into 4 or 5 different hands, committees, groups, here's our thought about this joke. Well, that's the end of your comedy. They move the gates, like in skiing. Yeah. Culture, the gates are moving. Your job is to be agile and clever enough that wherever they put the gates, I'm going to make the gate.
Well, I think the important thing about that is a couple of things. One, he said in the beginning, comedy, you can't, what did he say? You can't hurt comedy, or you can't, right? Something like that. The very first thing he said.
I don't know, I forgot already.
Can't affect comedy or something like that. Funny, basically funny is funny. And I agree with that. But he goes, oh, we used to come home and watch a show and whatever.
Nothing really affects comedy.
There you go. Nothing affects
comedy. People always need it. They need it so badly.
Yeah. So nothing affects comedy. If you're, whatever comedy you're into, you'll find it. It's out there. It's not like I think you have more access to comedy now than you did 30, 40 years ago. You have those shows that he's talking about, but now you have all these stand-up things. You have all these podcasts. You have more access to more comedy than you know.
Right, but I think what he's talking about is the watered down, like...
Well, that's my next point. The first point is he used to say, he was saying that you used to just come home and whatever used to be on. Well, the structure of entertainment has changed because of streaming and everything. So that's different, but it's still there. You just have to access it in a different way. But the watered downness, I don't see. I mean, he just Curb Your Enthusiasm just ended a monumental run. It was on every week, and I don't just that didn't hold back any punches, and it wasn't censored, and it wasn't, it was comedy and
that was grandfathered in though.
Yeah, but didn't it go away and came back? And when that happens, that usually dies.
Yeah, there was like a 3 or 4 or 5 year hiatus, I think, in between a couple of the seasons. But I think those good old days of just grab your stomach, laugh out loud comedy that had there were no bounds. There was no worry about offending people 20 years ago.
Which,
30 years ago.
Which probably offended people. I mean, you didn't get offended. I didn't get offended, but I'm sure people, back then were like, oh, it wasn't exactly the heyday of not offending people,
Yeah, no, I get that. Listen, I'm happy that we're nicer to people. I just don't think that we need it in our comedy. I think we need no bounds, no boundaries.
But it depends. Are we talking sitcoms or are we talking stand-up comedy? Because if you're talking sitcoms, sitcoms have evolved since the 20s and 50s. I mean, coming to today, every decade it's a different formula for the sitcom. It's this, the different level of comedy or what's allowed. Every decade it changed. It's not what they got away with in the 50s or what they did in the 50s changed as to what they did in the 60s and 70s. It wasn't like it was the same and you just nothing changed and we just had the same. It evolves, and every decade you get a new iteration of sitcom. And if you want to talk movies, comedy and movies, I feel like comedy in movies is getting more and more outrageous. They're showing more stuff.
It stinks.
It might
though.
suck because people don't know how to write comedy.
No, but that's the point. People are so worried about offending somebody that they try and write these like safe little jokes that are just horrifically boring.
Yeah, no, I get that. I think the problem there is it's a flood of stuff rather than. I don't think it's a PC thing. I think it's a flood of.
You're crazy.
It's a drop in the bucket as opposed to back 40 years ago. There were only a few. It wasn't a million shows you could watch, and it wasn't. You'll find nowadays you'll find a show and you get one good joke. Back then, you had to have a million good jokes on the show for the joke to stay alive, for the show to stay alive.
I get what you're saying, like it's watered down, but I just don't think that. I mean, that might have something to do with it, for sure. But I don't think that.
You can get away with edgy stuff today. There's edgy things, and it's not like
Who?
What do you mean who? There's what?
Everybody jumps down Dave Chappelle's throat if he says the word transgender. Everybody lost their fucking mind.
But
Guy did an
it wasn't
hour
funny.
about his transgendered comedian friend that was touching and lovely, and everybody got all bent out of shape because he didn't
no, they got bent out of shape because of what he said before he talked about his transgender friend. He was like, women are, transgender women are not women. Or so, I'm paraphrasing, but when you start your comedy off with a statement like that, and it's number one, it's not funny, and number two, it takes a shot at a whole sect of people. It's like, that's not even. It's not a joke. Like if it were, it's like you can't just get on stage, say something super offensive, nobody laughs, and then blame it on PC culture. Could it be that it wasn't funny?
I don't know. I watched that set. I don't remember him saying anything.
He was saying, I agree with I forget the name of the organization. The organization that says
PETA.
PETA. No, that I forget what it's called, but that women. The only kind of woman out there has over. It's only women can give birth, and that's it. And he was very. Women are women, and there's no. Trans woman is not a woman.
Women will be womening. They will be womening. Those women.
He was his stance was very trans women aren't women because he sided with the summer. I forget the organization, but that's what he opened the whole set with. And then you can't start with something super ridiculous like that. Not in the context of a joke. It was very. This is where I stand. Now here's some jokes. And then when people go, what the fuck was that? You can't go, oh, PC culture.
I don't remember if that's what he said. I do want to say this though, that he's opening a club in Ohio.
Okay.
And similar to Chappelle is opening up a club in Ohio, similar to what Rogan did in Austin. And they will not let cell phones in there. They just will not let cell phones go into these clubs. And a comedian,
I think that's fine. They shouldn't. That's any. I feel like that should be any place.
I understand that, but it's been normalized to a crazy degree because when you think about it, a comic shouldn't be afraid to go on stage and say whatever they want and explore in an attempt to make people laugh without fear of having a shitstorm follow them because of something that they've said.
Yeah, but
that's crazy. We've
listen,
normalized.
There's a line though. If you go up there and you don't say, and you can't just say something super duper offensive and like not in the context of a joke and just say it and go, well, I was on a stage at a comedy club, so I don't know why I shouldn't be able to, why people are offended. It's like,
I think that's the one place where you should be allowed to do whatever you want.
You are, and he is, and he has, but people are also allowed to be offended.
Yeah, they can be, but they shouldn't be going after people's livelihood then and trying to get them canceled, which is what we've just fallen into. Which goes back to what what he is saying is like there's been such a backlash against comedians for things that they've observed or said or pointed out that it's distilled its way down into everything, television, streaming, movies, where you just don't get these funny stories anymore. Nothing is truly cutting edge or funny. I think thinks he stays on the edge of comedy, but he's also
who?
It's Seinfeld.
Oh, okay.
He's also.
Am I on here yet?
You've been on for the last 25 minutes.
All right. Can I tell you what he said? Because I just found it.
Yeah.
Who's he? Jerry Seinfeld?
No, Chappelle.
Oh.
So he was attacked on stage.
That I don't agree with.
By a guy with a replica gun, right? That could discharge a knife blade. So his joke was, it was a trans man, meaning that the attacker had a knife that identified as a gun. And that's what started it all.
No, that's not the joke. No, that's not the part that started it. What I'm talking about is he got up there and just when a comedian gets up there and starts talking, they do jokes, and then all of a sudden they do like a serious bit, and then the crowd applauds, like, yeah, I stand with that, and then they go on to their next joke. Like it's not a ha-ha joke. It's just they're up there talking and they say something that the crowd might agree with. Do you know what I mean? It's not a funny thing that they said. It's just like Carlin used to say stuff that would make a point about society, and it wouldn't be a joke. It would just be a highlighted point about society. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then the crowd would applaud or whatever. He said something about, again.
We should find it first before we. Yeah,
but he said, I agree with, and then there's this organization that say that trans women aren't women.
I'm pretty sure that's PETA. They really are. They're always sticking their nose into something.
And then, it wasn't in the context. I don't think it was in the context of a joke. I can't. Okay,
but I think you're talking about. I think you're talking about his Netflix special, which I think predated the attack on the stage. Which
the attack was terrible. Absolutely, I'm not talking about the attack, I'm talking about that one thing he said on stage, and he got people who didn't like it. I watched the whole special, and there was just one or two lines that struck me as you need to say that was out of nowhere and wasn't funny. It was just here's my opinion on this, and then he went on to the rest of his material. It just stuck out as very not needed in the context of what he was talking about. He says, I don't
remember
the way,
this at all. When was this? Like, when was this?
It was the stand-up. I don't know, a year ago or so. Whenever the special came out, that everybody was like, where he talked about his trans friend. It was just very.
It was the same one.
Pretty sure, and it was very like. I think women are. He said something like women are women and trans women are very siding with the fact that siding with the opinion that women, the only type of women there are if you're born a woman.
Ones who are born a woman.
Right. So it was very, and it seemed like an anti-trans statement, and it wasn't like he threw a punchline out.
Yeah, but how do you know that's not set up though?
Because I watched the whole thing. Because I watched.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think? Because I don't think like all the stuff that the bits that the comedians have on stage and on their podcast, I believe are 100% false. I don't think anything is actually. I don't think the stories actually really happened to them. If they're telling a story or telling a joke, I don't think these things actually happen. I think that they're just made up.
Sometimes, yeah, or most of the time, probably. But I'm sure, like Dave Chappelle was talking about his trans friend. I'm sure that happened. All that happened. That was a serious, like he talked about, right? I mean, that was a serious part of his show. That wasn't a made up story about his trans friend. And I think when people when a comedian tells a story about an experience they had. Well, I went to the mall the other day. It probably wasn't the other day, and it probably didn't happen exactly like that. And it probably was, but and they jazz it up for the show. But they get their material from experience and life and things that happened to them. I'm sure some of the jokes happened to them, or not, or they just sit there in a room and write whatever they want. But I'm sure they get their material from life and stuff that's happening. I just think to get up on stage, yeah, you're at a comedy show. I get that, and you're supposed to laugh at everything. But there are moments in a stand-up show where a comedian will say something serious that isn't part of the, that isn't a joke or a setup or something, and the crowd's like, yeah, I agree, and it's not like a funny ha-ha kind of a joke. And I feel like there should be a special name for that kind of piece of material. I don't know, like if there was a class study on comedians' material, that would have its own category, I think. Like these little asides that they put in about their own beliefs. Do you know what I mean?
Right, but But do you have to agree with a person?
You don't have to agree with them. You don't have to agree with anybody.
Like
No.
I think, and here's what bothers me.
You're allowed to be offended by it.
But here's what bothers me about. And this is where you and I differ greatly. And I feel like this is part of the problem of where we are in society today is we are looking for places to be offended instead of looking for places to be entertained. I think that's a big part of it.
I understand that, and I get what you're talking about. But
I also think I'm sorry to cut you off. But I also think that I think that him befriending a transgender person and taking them under his wing and everything negates any sort of transgender
does it
feelings.
Yeah.
So he's allowed to say, I don't think this trans woman is a woman. But I mean, he's allowed to say it. Of course, he's allowed to feel it. He's allowed to think it.
Right.
And he's allowed to, whatever he wants.
Right.
But you're also allowed to be like, he has this friend who's a trans woman, and he also believes that this person is not, that she's not a woman, and he gets up on stage and says, "Oh, that's like, I'm allowed to make fun of this person because I have a friend who's this type of, it's like."
Well, because I believe that you can make fun of somebody if you truly do care for them and love them.
You can make fun of everybody. Yeah, absolutely. I'm for making fun of everybody, but this wasn't like I'm making fun of them. This was what I believe. You
need everybody to blow each other. To be.
You're not getting what I'm saying. You're not getting what I'm saying. It wasn't part of the. It wasn't a joke. Like
you're saying it was a standalone line. It wasn't set up. It wasn't punchline. It was like, here's my belief.
It just stuck out. It was one or two sentences that stuck out. That was like, what? He as an aside, it was like, I agree with this organization. Women are women, and that's it, and blah blah blah. Now the trans, and then it's like,
well, I'm starting to remember it. Wasn't it because of he was talking about what happens when you get taken advantage of? What do they call that?
In what way? Sexually or
no,
assaulted or?
And just like in general, like when you get shit
on a Monday,
when you get like screwed over
on Monday,
Monday, no, like when when you're disenfranchised, is that the word I'm thinking of? Anyway, I think his point all became, there's who wins who gets the big trump card there? Is it women who have been certainly misplaced and disenfranchised by men and
that's right,
all kinds of people, or is it this transgender people? Is it gay people? Like that was kind of the crux of his whole bit. Now that I remember it, of like
which is fine.
Who gets to play the victim card, the biggest or the hardest or whatever,
Cool, great material, funny, blah blah blah, whatever. I'm all for whatever jokes you want to say. Just joke it up. Make every joke, have all the jokes, every joke you want.
But they have to have your standpoint, your viewpoint.
You're missing my whole thing.
Okay, I'm sorry.
You're not, it's not about. There are these little asides that are just like folded into the
You
material
think
that
they're
are,
truths, is what you're saying. You think that's what
I think they just because it's not a they're not telling it in the context of a joke. They're just like a comedian would get up on stage and start telling jokes and then go, oh, I think I don't think gay people should have any rights, and then it's like, all right, and then it's just like it just these little asides disguised in a comedy show as you get like a unless it's a joke, it didn't seem like a joke. You know what I mean? He was up on stage telling jokes. I get it. But this part didn't seem like a joke. It wasn't funny, and it didn't seem like it was part of any kind of a joke. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I hear what you're saying, but what I'm saying is,
and you're allowed to, if you want to say that and get up on stage and say all that, great, fine, say what you want. You have your opinion. Nobody has to, but the people that you say it about are allowed to be offended by it.
But what I'm saying is if you agreed with him, I don't think you wouldn't be offended. Is my point.
If I agreed with him, but
so he said, we're paraphrasing here, but let's say he said trans women aren't real women. You don't agree with that. But if he made the same not punchline, not setup statement about transgender women are women just like any other woman, you wouldn't have taken any issue with the whole entire set.
Because who does that offend?
People who think that transgender women aren't women.
Right.
There's another side to it.
But
you don't agree with them.
You're not.
I may not agree with them, but they're there.
But there are people who think that, and then there are the actual people, the actual group of people, the trans community. That's like, you know what I mean? There are people who have their opinions. You might say something that goes against the opinion of another person, but you're not actually saying what you're saying doesn't actually attack the group that you're talking about.
Well, it's not an attack. It's just a statement,
it's
right?
It's not an attack, but it's like hey, I'm on this side of it, and this is my opinion, and that's fine. You could say your opinions, but don't say, oh, it was just a joke or anything. I'm sure,
Yeah.
It wasn't.
But this is the transgender. I'll tell you what's fun about playing in the transgender arena. And I mean it. It's a fun place to play, meaning there's still a lot of gray area. There's not a lot of black and white in here where, again, you would agree that I'm a fairly liberal. Janine can't wait to call me a liberal pussy.
Right.
Pussy.
Right. And I believe in the.
Can I be honest? I don't think you're as much of a liberal pussy as you put out there. And I think a lot of it's for the show. Oh my God, did I just say that out loud?
Yeah, because I distrust Puerto Ricans. Is that why?
Oof. I wasn't going to bring it up.
See, Janine,
these are all jokes. I get that.
It's just jokes, right?
I get that. But if we were talking and you seriously said that, I don't think Puerto Ricans are good people.
But by the way, that joke,
it's like, whoa,
that joke used to be Jews instead of Puerto Ricans, but not the right time to do that.
Not the right time.
Change it.
Oh, what? You're not allowed to say that? Why?
I'm just a little sensitive right now.
Oh, is it sensitive? Is that going to offend a group of people?
Well, can I go back and make my point?
No, that's the point. That's the point. You can't just because you landed on a great point. Why can't you say the joke? It's a joke. I don't understand. All jokes are great.
There's no gray area with Jewish people, though.
All jokes. Why can't you make a joke about everything? Everything's up for grabs.
But don't misunderstand. I'm not skipping that because I'm afraid to make the joke. I'm just skipping it to avoid a headache. Was the joke?
Because you think it's inappropriate to make that joke.
No. I think it's wonderfully appropriate. I'm just saying you don't want to use the Jews right now because it's like it's a hot top. They're the hot topic.
Why? Because
you don't want a headache. That's all. I would say it. That, by the way, I brought up the joke inside the joke of being like, oh, it used to be the Jews, because I like that's a joke in itself that I wasn't afraid to make.
But I wanted to know what you were saying. You started with, okay, Janine, you think I'm a fairly liberal person.
Oh, this is what I was saying. And I would run through the Great Wall of China, the thickest wall you could find. I would run through it for a transgender person. I believe in them entirely. where that argument gets smashed is in the whole sports thing of like, well, then who has the right to it? Biological women or trans women? And then you get all the people that are like, well, then you're short-sighting biological women and it's not fair to them. And then they've been, God, what's the word I'm looking for? Not normalized, rationalized. What's the word?
I don't know what you're trying to say.
So, I don't know. Anyway, they've been taken advantage of, you know, and then it becomes you find yourself into that marginalized. Got it. Okay. Marginalized. Women have been marginalized. And now it's like you have women who are like, oh, women can't get a foot in the sports door with men. And now all of a sudden we have transgender women who are coming in and crushing all their sports and their records and their championships and everything else.
Okay, well, if the sport, you know, we could solve sports later. Let's get everybody equal rights and equal, you know, everything.
Right, first. I agree. But that's what
sports
I'm saying.
We could figure out.
I would run through a wall for the transgender people until I get to that wall and I go, oh, I don't know which way to go. I want everybody to be happy.
Yeah, you want everybody to be happy. I get it. And maybe there's a compromise. Since there are multiple genders, maybe there should, like, sports traditionally, obviously, has been split up male and female, right?
Yeah.
Since there are multiple genders, maybe there should be multiple
sometimes
categories.
It's shirts and skins, though.
Sometimes it's shirts and skins. Okay. Anyway. Well, maybe there should be multiple gender categories in sports. You know, there are men's sports, women's sports.
Well, I think that's what they're going to wind up having to do is having a transgender
you know,
division.
Everybody have equal everything. I have no problem with everybody having equal everything.
I don't think anybody has a problem. Listen, if we're going to recognize run walking as an Olympic event, we could fucking let the transgender people throw a javelin. You know what I'm saying? Not a big
What's
deal.
dumb, Janine?
Because there's men's sports and there's women's sports.
Okay.
And
so you're opposed to any kind of change in that, even though society has changed and there's different categories of people.
No, I for myself, and
yeah,
you could disagree with me, obviously. I think there's men and women. And that's how you are born.
It's hurtful because Frank and I don't fit into either one of those categories.
You don't.
True. That's true.
I do believe that there are people who are born one gender and they do truly feel like they should be the other gender. But you can't fully transform into the other gender.
Tell that to Optimus Prime.
So I feel like...
Nothing? I feel like I'm throwing gold out here.
I was trying to process that joke.
I'm trying to process what Janine's saying.
It's just trans women who are men, who are born men and want to become women, should not be competing with women.
Okay, yeah, well, that's sports. I get it. I understand. Sports is its own discussion.
Sports is a problem. This would have been an open and shut case if it wasn't for that damn.
If there's no competition, then okay. But sports. I just think if there are multiple genders now, everybody, you know, there's people identify how they identify, which is great.
Do you think the ones that identify as cats, should they have their own sport too?
If there's enough interest, what the hell? Does it hurt you? Does it bother you?
What do you think
Who cares?
what sport they would do?
I don't know.
Lasers is a category. There you go.
Yeah, batting yarn. Yeah, whatever.
Batting a ball on
peanut butter.
Mice catching. I don't. If there's enough interest for it, why does it? Who cares?
Well, there's not enough interest in women's sports. Let's be honest. I mean, you know.
All right.
Well, that is true. So unfortunately, that is true.
If there was, the WNBA would be sold out every night.
So if there's interest, if people who identify as cats want to have their own league, great.
Can I talk about my disappointment in women, Janine? Is that okay?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Your disappointment in what?
Women.
In women. Oh, okay. This should be good. Everybody, turn your volumes up because this is going to be good.
I married a woman, came from a woman, married a woman. Then I made a woman. She's a little girl right now, but she'll be a woman one day. So I'm all like jazzed up on this, like let's women equal and everything, and I'm like, like my daughter is 6 years old, so she's kind of old enough to go to things now. And I go, there's a new women's hockey league, and I'm like, let's go support. Like, here we go. Like, here's our first chance to support the women. You know, like, let's go support the women. Said to my wife and my daughter, you want to go to the women's hockey game? And they both looked at me like I said, you want to go kill a bunch of people for no reason? They were like horrified. They were like, why would we go to that? And I'm like, I just support them. I thought that was the whole point of fighting for equality and everything. Of like,
Was it that, or was it they just didn't want to go to a hockey game with
do
you?
a hockey game? I guess, but I even after my initial defeat, I even said, well, do you want to go to a W? Because I'm living. Here's where I'm living, and my son. We go to the Mets game. We go to the hockey game. Like I'm like, you want to go to a game? He's like, yeah. With my daughter, it's a little different. Like even my son, you want to go to the movies? He wants to go to the movies. So I'm like looking for that thing for her, and I'm like, well, here, like I would have went to, like we've tried to go to plays and dancing things and shit like that. You know, and I'm like, you want to go do, like, here's your, what do you like? Let's hurrah women. Let's do the whole thing. And her and my wife were like, nah.
Maybe they're not into hockey. You know, it's all right.
But as I was saying, so I go, oh, do you want to go to like the WNBA? Like you want to go to a women's basketball? Like I'm like kind of like,
maybe they're not into sports.
Yeah, I guess so. But I was spitballing. I'm like, well, how can we make the girl feel equal and that she can do anything? And
maybe ask her what she wants to do. Say, hey, daughter, what are you into? What do you want to go see? You want to go to this kind of thing? You want to go to that kind of thing?
Yeah, she doesn't want to do. I don't know.
She doesn't want to do anything.
But I thought my wife would have been like, we're going to the fucking women's game, like, you know, like we're going, you know, we're gonna get dressed up and be excited for the women's sports. Like I would have been there. I would have been totally, you know, let's do it.
Sure.
And nothing.
Yeah, but it appeals more. You know, it's hockey. In the end, at the end of the day, it's a hockey game.
Yeah.
You know, so that's maybe she just doesn't like hockey. You know.
Anyway, I wasn't trying to change the subject. I was trying to keep the entertainment coming. But that was a real, like, I was like, oh, like, this is what everybody's been talking about. I'm in a position now to raise my daughter to think that she can do anything. So it's like, do you want to go to this game and see a girl play hockey? No. Do you want to go see a girl shoot bat? No. Okay. All right.
Yeah. I mean, maybe.
Not that there's anything wrong with going to the ballet. We could do that too, but that's the traditional. Does she like
that?
Stuff.
Does she like to go to that?
I don't know. She says no to a lot of things I say.
What does she like to do? What does she say yes to when you take her?
Make TikToks with me.
Yeah, she's big into TikToks.
Make TikToks with her.
You
don't have to always go to an event. You know, just join her in her interests.
I feel like it was weird if I go to a WNBA game by myself. You know, bring the women in my life to a WNBA game. I feel like that's a celebratory kind of thing.
No,
you can go to
I'm
a
WNBA. Chick and I wouldn't want to go see that.
Clearly, I was wrong, and which leads me to my next point of we don't know what you're thinking, and we can't do a good job at it.
Nope, keep on trying.
Born women and transgender women. I don't think we could please either one of them. To be totally honest with you.
No.
Yeah, I get you.
Frank,
what?
Comment?
No.
I have to go back to this one from Rhoda. I mean, half the stuff that Anthony says happened to him on the show couldn't have really happened to anybody. That's where you're wrong. I mean, most of these things legit happen. There might be some fudging in the timelines, you know, like
you haven't made much. I don't remember. You know, unless it's happened. If it's a story with us, it's happened. Whatever you said, I don't think you've made anything up.
Yeah, I don't make shit up out of the blue. Like it all genuinely happens.
Right.
Like I said,
Robin has a good idea. Should we take your daughter to a Metallica concert? Me and Aunt Erin.
You and who? Oh,
and who?
You mean Cece and Aunt Erin? Yeah, I wonder how
she into Metallica. You think, or Dave Matthews?
No, I can't get her into Dave Matthews either.
Taylor Swift, probably.
She likes bashing transgender people. That she seems to be pretty big on.
She should hang out with Janine then. That should be fine.
Oh yeah.
Janine, you want to take my daughter to the Dave Chappelle comedy show?
Absolutely. I think he's funny. Frank, you don't think he's funny?
I think he's funny. I never said he wasn't funny.
Do you like him as a comic or no?
I like this show. I'm not. Every time I watch his stand up, I'm not. Oh, I'm not like totally. I think he leans a little bit on his celebrity a little. I don't think he's as funny as he used to be, in my opinion. Am I off the mark
agree.
there?
I agree. No, I agree. But where else is he going to go? He's not the Dave Chappelle from 25 years ago. He can't be
I
that.
get that. Everybody evolves. Everybody changes.
Yeah,
but
it's like Seinfeld. Seinfeld's not what he used to be.
Heyday was the 90s, of course.
Yeah.
I just, I'm not a huge Chappelle fan. I like his show was good, and I just don't like his stand up as much.
Caitlin says, "I love
fan.
my trans men and women, but they are in their own lanes. I support them from our lane." What's the other thing too? Individualism kind of got crushed to a degree, right? Like everybody was taught that they're the same and they're this and they're that, and it's like we could be different and still have respect for each other. Like there's nothing wrong with that.
Who says you can't be different? That's the whole point. That's the, don't be afraid to be who you are. That's the whole message there.
Well, I'm afraid to be who I am because you're going to yell at me, cancel me.
I would never see if I would be, very supportive of you if you tell me who you are.
There was a couple other comments.
As long as whatever you are isn't hate-filled, I'm good.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think getting back to the Seinfeld thing, that's kind of where this all comes from. Is we've been really bullied into this bizarre place of feeling like you can't say anything, and it's bleeding into the creative process. Like
exactly. Well, no, that's true.
For instance, the Chappelle show. Like when you think about the racial draft and the blind KKK guy, all those concepts.
The white face.
Yeah,
which is one of the funniest things.
All those bits, like nobody's doing that stuff now.
Right. Yeah.
Why?
Well,
they're wonderful.
They don't want to get canceled. They're scared to get canceled.
And I think Frank disagrees with me here, but I am always on the side of that's actually how you do reach equality. That's how you do find acceptance.
I'm all for making fun of whoever. All for it.
Unless it offends them.
No. My point was when you say something outside of the joke that people would take seriously, that was the problem. He's on stage telling jokes. He's at a comedy show. I get it. But then there's these little asides that in not every comedy show, but like especially in these longer, like hour and a half, 2 hour ones, every now and then the comedian will throw in an opinion or something that's not it's these little things that get thrown in there. It's just commentary on society, basically, that aren't punchliney jokes and funny jokes. They're just like, this is my opinion, and then they move on to the next. Those are the points that, if it was in the context of a joke, great. Make a joke, funny, haha. But this didn't feel like a joke.
Neil got a couple good lines off. He wrote, "I met the real Dave, and that's not him." That made me laugh. He also wrote TWNBA, which trans women, National Basketball Association.
Great.
I like that.
That's great.
What I want,
listen, I'm all for comedy. I love comedy. Make fun of everybody.
This is what I envision: a world where transgenders have their own basketball league that all the other genders ignore, like the WNBA.
There you go. See, that's
good
right there. Perfect. See, I love comedy. I love jokes about everybody. You want to make fun of every person out there? Great. Love it. My point is, when you say something out of context, like this, that was my problem with the whole Chappelle thing. It was one or two sentences that just didn't feel like it was part of the joke. It wasn't in the joke.
Now I have to watch this over again.
Exactly. Yeah, I can't pinpoint what it was. I don't remember the exact line, but it was right at the beginning when he started talking about it. He just said, "Oh, but it was like by the way, this is how I feel. Women are women, and this is that, and blah 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 blah." And then he went off on his topic. It was just out of nowhere, and it was out of context, and it was just very weird, and it just caught me. It just stuck out like a sore thumb. It was just a weird couple of sentences or one or two sentences that just didn't fit, and it was very.
But it didn't
was
bother
offensive.
you
It was like, what?
that he befriended a trans person and treated them
I
wonderfully.
love that, but he didn't. It seemed like he didn't. He wasn't on their side in terms of who they were. He may have been friends with them, may have loved them, treat them like a.
But was that because he didn't want to marginalize?
How is that marginalizing anybody? Just support the person
Yeah,
themselves.
but some people view that as a marginalization of biological women, for lack of a better term.
How though? It doesn't take anything away. It adds, if anything.
Mm.
Doesn't take anything away. That's like saying the new Ghostbusters with women takes away from the old one. It's like, no,
Well,
it still
that was
exists.
a horrible movie. That was
It was a
terrible.
terrible
It
movie.
almost took the whole thing down.
It was a terrible
You really
movie.
want to compare that?
But I'm
Wrong.
just saying, it doesn't affect the old movie. It's still there. You can still watch it and love it. It still stands the test of time, and it's still a classic.
Well, can I say this?
This is just its own thing.
Isn't that a good example of let's just make this a new woke acceptance thing by making all the Ghostbusters women? Like, wouldn't that be wonderful? And it's like, yeah, I agree.
It would have been fine if it was funny, but it didn't work.
But that's the problem. It's not being written from a art perspective. It's being written from we have to make the world right perspective.
Yeah.
And those projects never
and it didn't work.
ever go well.
Didn't
They're
work.
just trying so hard. They're just
I
trying
understand.
so hard.
Yeah.
I get it.
Just doesn't work.
I get it. And it could have been funny. They had powerhouse comedians in that movie. Legend, but it just was not written well, and it just didn't work. Everybody was trying to be the funny, standout funny. That's not it didn't have the right formula. I don't know. Everybody wants us to move on. Let's move on.
Okay. Okay.
I don't have much time left, and let's go to the next subject. Can't wait for this one too.
We did rack up 51 minutes on the first topic. All right. Speed rounds. Protests continue across colleges here in the United States. We're at a very strange thing where things used to be so clear cut. You used to be able to be on one side or another. But I watched a bunch of, I think, Palestinian people, could be just Palestinian sympathizers, not let some Jewish kid on the USC campus earlier. I don't know if you saw that video where this kid is like, I'm just trying to get to my class. My building's right over there. And there were these kids that just barricaded around him.
That's like, why?
And just would not let him walk past. And he was like, I'm trying. And he like put his hands up and he tried to like maneuver, like, can I go to class? And these people, and then this one woman just goes, we're not going to engage with that. And I'm like, what fucking planet are these people on? You are engaging with him. You're preventing him from going to a class.
Yeah,
and then
standing in his way.
Yeah, and then somebody else sent me a clip. It was like gays for Palestinians or something. And I honestly don't even know if this is real, because the wonderful hypocrisy of this is gay not exactly an accepted thing over in that corner of the world.
No.
And here you have all these like young kids that are like, free Palestine and all this and that. It's like, you wouldn't be allowed to say any of this. You wouldn't be allowed to exist in your lifestyle for the people that you're trying to protect here, which I get is noble. Again, nobody, not to go down the whole thing again, but nobody wants to see Israel overreach and all that extra bombings and shit like that. Nobody wants to see that. On the same side, on the other side, you got they're holding the hostages. If they would just let the hostages go, it would be great. So again, a lot of sides at fault here. But I think honestly, and you tell me if I'm wrong, I think these kids just like fucking blowing off class.
Well, they just want to be a part of something, and it's so sad that that's what our society is. That they just, hey, it's something I want to post to my Instagram, so I'm going to be a part of this. No, that's not how it works. Sorry.
I hope that's not. I mean, I hope.
Unfortunately, it is. I hope
that the majority of the people protesting are there because they want to make some kind of. Because I believe protests work. They have impact. If nobody protested anything, then people would just assume everybody was okay with it, So, I understand, and it's making national news, these protests. So there's some impact there, but I don't. I hope you're wrong. I hope the people that are protesting for their beliefs, but it's weird. Like, what I'd love to. Are there people going there asking them like, why are you What's your?
Yep.
Oh, there's been tons.
There's been tons of people going, I don't know.
Is that true?
You don't know. No, that's true.
I've seen a lot of that, but you're always going to get that. You're always going to find clueless people at a protest because they're just trying to get laid. Let's all be honest.
Well, yeah. Well, besides the ones who don't know why they're there,
I think
they're doing it just to do it because they want to be a part of something, which to me is disgusting. And what they're doing is disgusting.
Well, hold on.
Right.
When I was in college, we used to go to Met games in the middle of the day just to have something. I just wanted to be a part of something too. I didn't necessarily always want to go there. It's just, it was a lot more accepted back then. It was a baseball game.
Frank, you agree with these protests or no?
No, I agree with wanting to end the war. And I don't know if the protests, if that's their goal, I'm not I'm pro, Jewish people and saving innocent lives.
I'm pro Jewish people.
I'm trying, I don't want we gotta
put that on a shirt, bro.
I'm anti-Hamas, anti-terrorist. I want Palestine and Israel to get along. That's what I'm for. If these protests lead to that in some weird way, great. But I don't see that. I don't understand their goal. Maybe it's I get to get the attention and to disrupt. That's the point of protesting. Netanyahu, there's a lot of things like Hamas and Netanyahu. You don't want. It's very, very anti-Hamas and anti-terrorist. What?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Did you hear that? I'm sorry.
We did hear that.
Yep.
Sorry, I didn't mean to play that just in that moment, but I did want to show you the video that I was talking about before.
I'm pro all the innocent people that are getting.
I don't know how you could be on any side of this whole fucking thing. It's all so fucked up. It's
very weird and convoluted. And I'm anti-Hamas because they're just a terrorist group that's just killing people. Killing people and kidnapping people and holding people hostage. I'm for whoever wants to end this thing peacefully. How about that?
They held up their flag today at the college, the Hamas flag.
That's
what happened.
They replaced the American flag at Columbia, and then they put up the Hamas flag. So that's good.
Fucked up.
Hamas has their own flag.
Of course, I have my own flag. Don't you?
No, I didn't. We never bothered making a flag. Feels like we skipped a step. I know. We should get on that. By the way, I'm anti-Hamas but pro-Hamas. Just so
hummus is great.
Everybody's clear. It's delightful. All right, so here's the kid.
Close the entrance. We are UCLA students. I have my ID right here. I'm being blocked off, not by the security guard, but by you two. You three. Oh, look, they're making their burger while I'm going this way. Excuse me. This is what they do. Everybody, look at this. Look at this. I'm a UCLA student. I deserve to go here. We pay tuition. This is our school. And they're not letting me walk in. My class is over there. I want to use that entrance. Why can't they go? Will you let me go in? This can be over in a second. Just let me and my friends go in to class.
We're not engaging.
Then you can move.
See, the girl goes, we're not engaging in this.
Then let me walk around you.
Huh, look.
We're going.
Look what they did.
Going in. I have my hands up. I'm not hurting them. That's what they do. That's what they do, everybody. You guys are promoting aggression. You guys are promoting hate. We're UCLA students. We deserve to be.
Like, look at honestly, look at these kids. Do you think?
Such a weird thing. Like, why would they? At least they, they're not voicing any opinion. They're not saying anything. Like, we're not letting you in because of this, or we're not doing this. It's like because what are you doing then? What are you doing?
Yeah, I don't think they know what they're doing. I think it's just nice weather, and they want to be outside. They don't want to go to class. Well, at Columbia, I think they canceled the graduation, but now I think they're trying to get it put back on.
Well, I have to say, I think that's the most disgusting thing that could happen. I really, really do. I have to say, I don't know why this bothers me so much, because I just, it's like you're letting these people win. I understand they don't want it to be the thing be bothered by them, but it's just like, why are they still there? Why are they allowed to stay there? Why are they allowed to do these things? Disgusting things on the lawn, pee, shit, and whatever else, which is really disgusting. It's just, if I had a child at that school and they were graduating and I couldn't watch them graduate, nope.
Oh, could you imagine
Yep.
if we were protesting? Like, could you imagine if I said to my mother, "Yeah, I was protesting today, and they're threatening to." My mother would fuck me up so bad. She would be like,
"It's not even that." I'm just saying, like, say it was someone who couldn't get pregnant and had fertility problems and got pregnant finally and had this son or daughter, or one that wanted to be a cat, and they got into this college and they were graduating, and this is one of the most pivotal parts of their life, and now they can't watch them graduate because of these fucking assholes on the lawn.
But forget that. I mean, Frank. I've known Frank for fucking 30 some odd years. If he was doing something stupid and I told my mother I was doing it too, my mother told me not to trust Frank. You think she would let me trust other strangers in the middle of the quad who are protesting something that's
her generation protested. That was the generation that protested everything.
That's true. That's really true. They were but again, those were great times. Those were clear cut. We think women should have a right to vote. Okay, like that was a clear cut. Men can vote. Why can't women vote? That was a winner. That's one you could get behind. Going, there's no way they're going to lose this. Like, they're going to get this one. This Israel-Palestine conflict is not the same thing.
Well,
people are just mad. I don't even know what they're like.
That's not your parents' generation with the women's right to vote. I'm talking about, they protested Vietnam. And
burning bras.
They burned the bras. And, women's right to vote was in the early 1900s.
Well, but you know what I'm saying. Like, my point is that protesting back in the day was valid. There was a clear-cut side to it. You felt like here's the winner here. I can get behind this and feel pretty good about it.
Well, you might not, agree with them, but I mean, protests are
This you can't take a side. You can't take a. When Janine asked you before, in my head I go, don't pick a. Don't say anything.
I'm not. No, I just want the war to be over. I want Hamas. Is an enemy. That they're a terrorist organization, so they're obviously the bad guys. Attacking Israel like the way they did was horrific. So I want it all to end. I don't know why this has to keep going like this.
Yeah, look, this is I didn't even realize, but let me see here. Where's my Go ahead, Janine. You were gonna say something.
I was gonna say, what was it, DJ Shenanigan? You all need to admit you don't know or understand the conflict. You're not supposed to. It's nothing to do with us. He's correct. And we don't know, and we don't understand, and that'll never be resolved. I
wish I knew more about it. It's every time I read on about it or I watch a program about it, it's very like I don't know all the detail, and and then a detail comes up, and you're like, I'm clueless. I don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah, but I do know all the details, and it's still you can't pick a fucking side. It's just horrible. You just want these two people who don't get along. You just want it to
stop. Exactly.
By the way, look at these two. You telling me this girl don't want to fuck this kid? Look at the way she's looking at him.
Maybe.
Tell me I'm wrong.
I can't really see her eyes because her mask is covering them, basically.
No, I can't.
Her eyes are the only
anymore.
things her mask isn't covering.
Yeah, she's giving him the fuck me eyes. That's what we need. We need some of these Palestinians and Jewish kids to start fucking. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
There's
got to be another way to get in there, right? If you go around these people, or
I just think they should. No, I think they should fucking make little Jewish sign babies, and then it'll all be over.
Jewish sign babies.
Jewish sign. Has anybody ever said that before?
I think you're the first. I don't.
feel like we might have something there.
You've got something.
What if we protest and we go, we're for Jewish Stein babies? Everybody, every Jewish person should nail a Palestinian, and every Palestinian should nail a Jewish person. And we'll put this right behind us in the next 30, 40 years.
We'll solve this thing in a generation.
In a fucking second. Yeah.
I'm in. That makes total sense. I'm in.
I kind of feel like that's how racism subsided a little bit. Like, not that we don't have racism, but we did get to a point where they're kind of like, oh, that chick in that other race is kind of fucking hot, you know? And I just need to get laid. And that's it. Eventually, one day, it'll...
Problem solved.
Problem solved. I mean, I know we're being silly, but we kind of have a point there. Yeah, and I think most of these kids don't understand that conflict because I've been reading and watching documentaries about this shit for 10 years, and it's still a big
It's confusing. It's a very weird... They both want the same thing, but they're on different sides, and it's very strange.
Okay,
That's why I honestly don't think these protests will do anything.
No.
They will not.
Well, I think that's
They
why
will
you're getting
not.
so angry, and everybody else is
I
getting
am.
angry because we're kind of like, you guys don't even know what the fuck you're doing. To watch a gay person stand up for a culture that just throws gay people off of the top of
Cliffs.
buildings.
Yeah, in buildings, right. So
I don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
I honestly don't know what's happening. I mean, I
don't get it. I don't get it.
I understand. Again, you don't want to see people marginalized. I understand that, but you know, it just seems it seems strange to me. Anyway, I think Paul hit it on the head here. J Sabs, does this come down to circumcised versus uncircumcised?
I
think so. I don't know who's uncircumcised.
I don't know, man.
Are Jewish people uncircumcised, or they are?
Jewish people are circumcised. I'm not sure.
Yeah, see, I never got that.
Idea.
I never got that joke. I'm Catholic. I'm circumcised. Am I not supposed to be?
That doesn't mean anything. It doesn't matter if what religion you are.
That's not a religious thing, I don't think.
Jewish people, I think for that religion they do, but it doesn't. It really matters what part of the world you're from, because I think a lot of people in Europe, men in Europe, are not circumcised. In fact, I'm going to find out the percentage right now.
Disgusting. You know who really upsets me is men in Europe.
All European men.
Yeah, nip that tip already and get on with your life.
Thumbs up right away.
That's
See,
what she
look
said.
at this. Can I just tell you this right now?
Yeah.
In the U.S., it's 71%.
Are circumcised or uncircumcised?
Circumcised. In Italy, it's 3%, and in Ireland,
shit.
In Ireland, it's 1%. Listen, in Ireland, I get it because they can't take much off what they got going on anyway.
Shots fired.
Jeez.
See, was that a joke? Was I being serious there, Frank? I don't know.
That's a joke. So you say that as a joke, but if you said it seriously, it'd be weird.
I knew that a lot of men who are like Italian, like from there, they are not circumcised. I know that for a fact.
All right.
A little extra meat in that lasagna. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. There's French too. Only 14%.
You know what I miss? Freedom fries. Those were delicious. Remember those days?
Way better than French fries.
Oh my God, we never had a better America than when freedom fries reigned supreme.
They were a thing for about 12 seconds.
What did the French people do that we had to switch the
I think we
fries
were all
around?
just what did they?
Did they do something, or was it we were just so fucking America we couldn't even take it?
I think it was the whole "Yay America" thing.
Oh, okay, all right. I couldn't remember at all. Anyway, we got a space laser, which is very, very exciting.
Okay,
this is what we need in the world: is a fucking space.
This?
Well, we just need space lasers. You know,
what is this thing doing?
It's okay. First of all, it's a NASA thing, and they just want to see if we can communicate over far distances. So they got one of the big telescopes all the way the fuck out there. It is outside of the orbit of Mars right now, so it's past Mars, and they put it out there, and then they decided if they could shoot a laser back to Earth, and they did it. Unfortunately, it hit a transgender woman, and now NASA is being sued.
See what happens.
But yeah, they said it's working. They just received a laser transmission from 140 million miles away.
That's a long ways away.
That's pretty
Cool.
far.
I thought we would. I mean, didn't we? We have stuff further than that. What's with the laser? I don't understand. Like the laser makes a difference, I guess.
I guess it moves a bit faster,
To
maybe.
get it to a speed of light.
Yeah.
I guess. All right, that's good. We're communicating at light speed, which is good. Yeah, because I'm sure we have satellites out by Pluto. Taking pictures and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But I'm sure it takes a while to communicate with it. But if we're talking lasers now, we're communicating with lasers. That's going to be way faster. That's the fastest thing known is speed of light. So
lasers today, AI lasers tomorrow.
okay,
Ooh.
you can't go faster than the speed of light. So that's weird.
Also, we've talked about K2-18b, which is a planet.
Oh yes, we have. What?
We can't come up with a better name.
There's a lot of planets out there.
Yeah, but the ones we're talking about, we should be, the ones that are like in the background that we don't really care about, we should be like, all right, K2-18b.
Yeah.
But like if ones come up in like normal conversation, we should be like, that's Planet Joe.
I think we should name this one because the reason why this is back in the news, they've long suspected maybe there's life on there. And now they have just discovered that the planet is emitting gases, the type of gases that only come from planets that have life.
So the first planet we find with life on it is shooting gas at us. That's good.
Yes, farting up a storm out there in outer space.
It's a fart planet.
Yeah.
Of course, we would land on a fart planet.
Yeah, could you imagine? K2-18b.
How far is this thing? It's got to be a few light somethings away.
It's a cajillion light years away. It's 110 light years away in the Leo constellation.
So that's still a long ways away.
Do you feel better now knowing where it is? Did that mean anything to you?
It does. It's a long ways away. We're not getting there anytime soon.
No. But
the only way we'd be able to travel that distance is wormholes. That's the only way. Outside of that, we're not making that trip.
But I mean, it's kind of, I look, we don't know what kind of life is there. Could be just sludge right now, could be lizards, that kind of shit. But it's kind of exciting to think that if there is
That'd be
something there, we're starting to communicate. Maybe we can get it and talking.
That would be really cool.
Yeah, could you
You know
imagine?
what that here's what that means. If we could travel at the speed of light, it would still take us what
110.
It would still take us 110 years to get there. That's if we could travel at the speed of light, which we're nowhere near, which is ridiculous.
No, we can't even get across the campus.
We still across the campus. That was good.
Well, they said too, going back to the camp, they said in Colombia, they were like, hey, 2:00 today, we're fucking picking up.
I saw that.
And then they didn't do shit.
Yeah.
They did
Wait,
nothing.
what happened?
They started setting up a camp on like the big lawn in Colombia.
Okay.
And so they were like, hey, 2:00 today, we're fucking kicking everybody out. Like, get your shit and get the fuck out. And then 2:00 came and went. They're all still there. They didn't. This is the problem. You got to get in there and you got to fuck some of those kids up a little bit. And then everybody's going to go running.
Don't fuck anybody up.
Oh, fuck them up a little bit. Not a big deal. I'm not saying, do Ohio State. We don't want that. But I'm just saying, you get in there, rough them kids up a little bit.
Why is Bieber crying?
This guy.
I saw that he was crying, but what is this? I don't know why he's crying. I don't know what context. What's going on?
What a boner killer to see a man cry and then post on an Instagram story. Oh.
Why was he crying? What was he saying?
We don't know. And I empathize with Janine's statement because it's one thing to cry.
Yeah, well, I'm going to take that back because I don't mind. Well, hold on. I'm just going to say this.
You're going to walk it back?
I don't mind when men cry for the correct reasons. It's
the
when
reasons you agree with, huh?
No, not. God, just because I'm thinking of someone I used to work with and he used to cry all the time, and that would just.
I say if you got to cry, you got to cry. Gives a shit.
No.
You need some people
Frank.
just need to. You need to cry. That's just you then
Right.
cry.
But don't post it on social media.
Maybe
Don't
not,
post a
maybe
picture of
not.
yourself crying on social media.
Maybe that's a little much. But
Hold
Men
on,
is it a
especially.
cry?
hang on,
Is it
hang
a
on,
literal
hang on.
cry for help?
I feel a cry coming on myself right now. Hold on.
Here we go.
Am I doing it?
It sounds like you just K2581'd yourself, or whatever the hell that planet's called.
To Janine's point, he didn't, and to answer your question, Frank, he didn't tell us why he was crying. He just
posted a picture or a video?
Picture.
Okay.
It was a series of photos, as you can see here, and then there's just a couple of him just crying.
What is that middle picture? Keep going.
Oh, this one?
Yeah.
I'm assuming this is weed. I don't even know.
Okay, maybe it's a paranoid cry. Maybe he's just all freaked out. Bad trip. I don't know.
Who's Haley Bieber? Is that his wife?
It's his wife.
And she wrote a pretty crier.
All right.
I'm afraid that if I cry, my wife is going to leave me. That's why I tamper down all the feelings.
You're that close, huh?
Yeah.
Could just go at any minute.
Oh, could I cry?
No, that she's gonna leave you for the slightest thing.
No, if I'm not on the top of my game, I almost disowned my aunt a couple days ago because she posted a picture of me when I was like 10, and it is the worst picture ever. And I was just like, I literally wrote back to her. I'm like, you trying to get my wife to leave me? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
You got to be a little more secure in your marriage, dude.
No, I'm not secure in anything.
All right.
It was
All right,
a little pudgy Anthony. It's not an attractive fucking, 10-year-old me.
So we don't know why he's crying.
No.
This is the last communication he made on social media.
No, it's not. I think he put out
not.
one more thing. Or two more things. He followed up with a Toronto Maple Leafs logo. So
Are they still in, or what? Are they in?
yeah, well,
Are
they're
they in the
about to
playoffs?
lose. I thought they was crying over them because that fucking Toronto, those guys.
Maybe that's what it is.
I have never seen a bigger pile of who is the one who likes to get abused? Masochists or sadists? Both?
I don't know. One of them.
Anyway, I've never seen people who love to get more abused than fucking Toronto Maple Leafs fans. All of them are the
Maybe
saddest.
that's it. Isn't Bieber's Canadian? Maybe he's crying over that.
He might be. In which case, it would be even worse. I'd rather him say he was having emotional problems.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? I could get behind that than fucking my Leafs are gonna lose.
See, where is he? You could see he's outside somewhere. Maybe he's just come from a game where they lost.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel bad for him though, because like you look at this kid, you don't think this guy was molested by P. Diddy?
Oh yeah, well, that's the whole thing, right?
Oh, I definitely think he did. He was.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, big time. And did you see the way?
Probably.
Did you see the way the other day that Will Smith's kid said hello to him?
No.
Like, got behind, like grabbed him from behind and started like humping on him. Yeah.
What the hell is that?
It was a little uncomfortable. It was a little like if you ever did that to me, I think that would be the end of 40 years of friendship. If you greeted me
That's all I got to do.
That's it. If
So
you,
basically,
I'll be over tomorrow.
how I treat people during a wedding when we're dancing.
exactly that.
All right.
Or you know how like you roll, like if your wife is is reading something or in the kitchen, like doing something, and you get behind her and you grab her rear end a little bit, give her a how you doing, little hug from behind,
And a big huge slap on your ass.
Yeah,
I like that. Oops.
little ass slap. That's what he did to fucking Bieber.
Yeah,
It's a little weird.
It's very strange if you ask me. If they're fucking good on you, but they're. I don't know about Will Smith's kid. I don't know what he's doing, but this one's married to a woman who likes to see men cry.
Haley Bieber. I don't know. So we got no explanation. He's just a crying picture.
Just a fucking cry
You think it's
face.
one of those? What are they called? Not thirst traps, but like
Oh yeah.
when you go, oh, I'm sad, and then everybody's like, why?
Yeah. Well,
Can I just tell you that it's my pet fucking peeve And even more when people go, "What's wrong?" And then the person goes, "Nothing."
Nothing.
Dot dot dot. I want to take a sledgehammer to the computer or my phone whenever that happens. Okay,
All right,
I
all right.
hate that.
So now
I
we know
agree.
how to tick off Janine.
I agree. I'm also
Well-
getting weary of people that are like send prayers with no.
Oh,
Tell me
no
why.
explanation. Right? I'm gonna listen. I don't pray for just anyone, and I don't really just pray. So you better tell me the reason.
Yeah,
You don't throw around your prayers willy nilly.
yeah.
No.
All right.
I also feel like careful who you ask for, because I don't know if my prayers are that valuable. You know what I'm saying? Like Frank's brother's prayers. Okay, you might have something there. You might get a little work going for yourself.
They get through a little quicker.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. Like, I think if Jesus woke up and noticed I'm on your side, I don't know if he would necessarily grant you the outcome you're looking for.
I
He
got
would
one from
swipe
Anthony.
you left. Swipe you left on that.
I haven't heard from him in a long time. I can't be bothered with this guy.
Oh, this guy again? Swipe left. That's kind of hilarious to think that Gotch is up there swiping like fucking Tinder. That's pretty funny.
That is funny.
Trista,
Sweeney.
Trista said that Hailey Bieber posted a picture of him on her account too. Yeah, see, I don't know.
Same kind of picture or like a cry picture?
I would assume so, but I guess we can click on her profile. My thing would be, yeah, you want to tell people it's okay to have feelings and everything, but this is not the way to do it. Well, this Hailey Bieber's a looker. Oh, wait, not really.
She's like, isn't she? She's a model, isn't she?
Face a little rough. Eesh. What happened to
Model or
her?
a singer or something.
Okay, this brings me on to my next point of Sydney Sweeney. So I watched that fucking, what was it? Not About You? Not You? What's the movie?
Oh yeah, anyone but you.
Anyone But You. Dog shit. Just awful. Dog shit. The worst piece of shit.
I wasn't gonna do it. I didn't do it.
You didn't do? You watched it or you didn't watch it?
I didn't watch it, but I was like, should I?
I knew it. TD Freelancer is right. That's Haley Baldwin. She's a Baldwin, but now she's Hailey Bieber.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
I tell you
Yes.
what, I think Alec sucked up all the looks in that family, because I don't know if anybody else got any.
Jeez. Harsh.
Yeah. I don't like that, like, I need a sandwich look, though. I'd like, you know what I'm saying? Like
All right.
like
Too skinny
this.
for you.
Here, hold on a second. This isn't healthy. Like, we got to get this girl a cheeseburger. You know, like she should be able to. She's in America. She should be able to eat like it.
She's, I don't know, isn't she like a model? Is she runway model or something?
She is, so that's probably why she doesn't have any meat on her.
Hey, that means nothing to me. Like I take no credence in that. What happened here? Is this an OnlyFans video or is that?
hopefully
Oh, it's milk. Never mind,
Hopefully
Frank.
milk.
Yeah.
Milk ad.
All right. All right.
Usually I click on
Calm yourself
things. And,
down,
okay, sorry.
There you go. What about that one? Bottom right.
But look at this one.
There you go. What's wrong with that?
All right, she's okay. Listen.
Yeah, scroll down. The other way.
Let me do the oldest white guy thing ever. I wouldn't kick her out of bed for crumbs.
There it
Right,
is.
wouldn't kick her out of bed.
Hey,
Yeah,
look at
scroll
this.
Scroll down to the other way. The
Let
other
me
way.
hold the Krispy Kreme donut box because I've never actually eaten one before. Okay, where am I going? Down?
Keep going. On
Which
the right.
one?
Bottom right.
This one?
Yeah. There you
This
go.
one? The white one?
No? Too
Nah,
skinny?
she's okay. All right, she's pretty. I think it's the fact that she likes crybabies that's bothering me so much.
You cry more than you let on, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like we give too much credence to skinny people. Like, oh, she's skinny, she's pretty. Not really though, because
No, you don't have to think that. If they're skinny, not everybody. You like who you like.
there's a lot of are those real lips.
How the hell do I know?
I don't think those are real lips. Anyway,
know.
okay, all right. Anyway, Sydney Sweeney. So I want. What was it? Not About You. Mad About You. Mad About You.
Probably mad
Oh
about
my
you.
god, anyone but you.
Anyone But You. what a piece of shit. I mean, honestly, I'd rather watch my grandmother be tortured, in her grave than watch this fucking movie again. And this is another pure sign of like, let's just get two pretty people and put them together and maybe somebody will give a shit. And I feel like Sydney Sweeney should send me $14.99 or however much I'm paying for Netflix these days, because it was so god awful. I thought about canceling my subscription. Going back to the old crotchety lady who the casting director, remember she said Sydney Sweeney's not pretty and she's talentless.
Mm-hmm.
She was so right about both things.
Wow.
Sydney Sweeney, and I don't mean to take you down a notch here, Frank, because you admitted that you'd sleep with her over your wife or whatever you said. I
did
forget.
not. I just
something
said
to that.
My wife asked if she was pretty. I said, yeah, she's pretty.
You said prettier than you, which I thought
I
was
did
uncalled
not.
for.
I did not.
Oh, anyway, I must have heard differently. Sydney Sweeney, she's pretty, but she reminds me of, like, when you look at pictures of her, or even you watch this movie, she looks like AI put her together. Where it,
Did you count her fingers?
yeah, she looks like she's got an extra face. Like, you're like, oh, she's pretty, but then you look at it and you go, oh no, oh, there's something not right, and you just like, I don't know what it is.
I love how you're commenting on every woman's all the looks of people. I mean, no offense.
Huh?
However, you're a good-looking son. You're a good-looking son of a bitch, but
there's something off with her.
There's
what
something
do you want?
not. I feel like, and I don't know, because it's hard. She's got her chest out everywhere, so I feel like everybody just looks at her chest and goes, "Oh, there's a pretty girl." Yeah, they're always out. And this whole movie is nothing but titties in this whole movie. And then
does she show her tits, like she shows her?
No, it's all cleavage. But then the only time that there's not cleavage on is when they're showing his fucking 10-pack of fucking abs.
Ooh.
The other guy he's like the Ryan Gosling imitator.
I don't know.
You know what I'm talking about?
Poor man's Ryan Gosling.
Yeah, if Ryan Gosling's off making another movie, you get this guy, this fucking guy.
What is this movie about?
Oh, it's terrible.
It's about an hour and a half too long.
Dude.
Should I watch it tomorrow night by myself?
No.
I'll get pissed.
It's terrible. It's fucking.
Now, is the acting bad too? Everything
is bad.
It's 10:23.
Yeah, no, we gotta go. Are we gonna play a game or
we'll play a game? Yeah.
Janine already left.
All right, she's gone. All right, let's get to the game. Screw it.
Yeah, you want to go to the game, or should we save the game? Let's go to the game.
Whatever you want to do.
Let's go to the game. Because I'm just gonna go on and on about how awful Sydney Sweeney is as an actress, and she's not that pretty.
I think you made your point.
It's just it's a lot. It's a lot.
You'll be all right though. Everybody.
No, she's gonna be fine. That's my problem. Like, I don't know if I can deal with another 20 years of Sydney Sweeney. You know,
So
like, remember how we went on a Katherine Heigl run there for a little while, and I was like, oh, this is good. And then after a little while, I was like, this is too much. This is too much. Katherine Heigl, yeah.
Well, she kind of faded away. She's doing not a lot. Nothing real mainstream, anyway.
I have a theory about that.
Yeah.
She shit on Judd Apatow and all the she was like 10 years, 15 years after Knocked Up came out. She was like, oh, I didn't enjoy myself on that set, and it was very uncomfortable. And this was kind of like around the Me Too time.
Mm-hmm. And
I remember everybody being really up in arms about that, of like, she never said anything to anybody. She never expressed any sort of like all this stuff. And I think it was not that she got blackballed, but I think it was kind of like, who wants to work with her? Like,
right.
Investigation, like the whole thing, no wrongdoing found, no complaints, there was no footage of anybody anywhere making her remotely feel uncomfortable.
Did she have any specific?
She never did.
No.
I mean, if she did, I never saw it, because I looked for a while, and then she just faded into obscurity.
Yeah.
All right, Erin.
Hey, you want to do this, or do you want to save it?
Anthony?
I don't know where Cuddles is and Janine bailed. So
Okay. All
That's
right.
not a good start.
it's your call. I'm happy to play. I feel like this is a letdown for Erin. She likes to host with the ladies and the two of us, Frank.
What are people in the chat feeling? Do they want it?
Meh.
No? Okay.
No,
Friday
I
then.
think no. The people in the chat are good. Kaylin says best hits in Hollywood. I'm like, thank you. Were you
nice.
talking about?
Nice of you to say.
Oh, she was talking about the other one. I forgot.
All right. Why is it in quotes?
I don't know. Did somebody say she had the best hits in Hollywood?
I don't know.
Well,
Bird
they're
says do the game.
All right. All right.
Robin's got thumbs up.
We got to listen to Bird. Bird's in charge.
That's
Bird's
true.
the
Bird
word.
2024. Okay, so this is pick one and kick or kick one. Pick one or kick one actors edition. So
Okay.
Sydney Sweeney on here because I feel like
no, there's no women because I've seen what you guys do to women in the show.
Let's say you guys. This one up here. It's this one up here. No, it's this one talking about how women
Sorry, I
are
don't want to start
ugly and
this again.
stupid.
Sorry.
It's this one up here.
All right.
Ugly and stupid, I think, were the words.
hold
he
on,
used.
hold on. These actors you're gonna name, are they on the side of Palestine or Israel? Do we know?
Okay, so
Do they know why Justin Bieber is crying?
Yeah, good question, Frank.
so there are I think 10 of them, and this is the idea that you can't see any of their movies ever again, and if they put out any new movies, you can't see them.
Wow.
So it isn't like you've never seen them, like they've been erased from your mind. You've seen them, but you can't see them anymore.
Can't watch any of them ever again. The past, the present, or future.
If they're in the movie, you cannot see it,
Even
All
a
right.
cameo, even 2 seconds.
even 1 second.
Aaron runs a tight ship. That's why
I wonder if there's a 1 second cameo in a movie somewhere.
Yes, there is. There's Brad Pitt, right? His face. like,
Oh,
second.
In
Yeah,
what
but
movie?
that's in his movie, though, right? Isn't
What?
it?
It was in Deadpool. They showed him for like a second.
Oh, that's right. Thank you. Yes. I was thinking of Fight Club when they flash him
He's in
right.
Deadpool,
for
For a
literally a
second.
second. Yeah.
and it's a legit. It's not like they showed him in
No, it's
another
him.
movie. It's
No, it's him.
but it's not a clip from another movie. Is what I'm saying. He was like,
No. It's not
No,
a picture
it's
in a
him.
frame on a desk. He's
Yeah,
in the
it's-
movie.
It's
Okay.
him for a second. It's the first Deadpool movie. And there's an invisible character that Deadpool recruits to his team, and for a second he gets like electrocuted, and you see his face.
that's fucking hilarious. Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Okay, so you don't need a pen or paper. You just need your brain for the first one, which is Arnold Schwarzenegger or Al Pacino.
I'm kicking out
That's tough.
Schwarzenegger. I got to keep Pacino. Godfather. Never watch The Godfather again.
I keep
Can't be
Schwarzenegger.
done.
Keep
You
Pacino.
you're kicking Pacino?
Yeah, I don't need to see Godfather. Like I tell, I'm not a big mob movie guy.
I feel like this might be your dad reminds me of Al Pacino. Is it because you get enough Pacino in your personal life?
I get enough of the Pacino. I got my dad giving me Pacino every day.
That's absurd to kick Al Pacino. That's crazy. Look at this. I think we're gonna run the table here. Kick Arnold.
I don't know. I keep Arnold because I like all of his.
No, you
His
can't
movies are
switch.
great.
You can't switch.
No, I'm not switching. I'm keeping Arnold. I'm kicking Pacino.
Oh, okay.
I know it's late, but can I tell a funny story about Frank's dad that happened last week?
Yeah.
Okay, so Frank's mom works in a drugstore, and she was leaving the drugstore while her shift was over. Well, Frank's dad was coming in, and he was like, "Do you guys have a notary here?" And she goes, "Yeah, in the back." So he goes to Frank's boss, and the next morning, the boss
Wait,
says,
I'm sorry. I'm
No,
sorry.
not Frank's boss. My mom's boss.
What
sorry,
did he
sorry.
ask for?
"A notary."
A notary. Okay, got it.
Sorry, and it wasn't Frank's boss; it was his mom's boss.
Boss.
So she goes home, and then the next day, her boss is like, "So, this man was in here yesterday, and he was saying things to us while getting notarized, like." I'm in movies, and I was married to your cashier twice. And they thought he was insane, but both of those things are true. But like when someone just says those things to you,
You think this is some nut off the street? I'm in movies and I married your No, that's both are true. Both are accurate.
I just found that so funny. I married your cashier twice, and that's true. He did.
I'm in an Al Pacino, Robert De Niro movie. Yeah, that's true.
It does sound like crazy person talk,
Crazy
but
person
that
talk.
is true. That's so funny.
Yeah,
Okay.
Pacino movies are great, but 50% of them, more than that, are mob movies, and I'm not a big mob movie guy. I like Schwarzenegger movies, Terminator, True Lies,
The Last Action Hero.
Last Action Hero.
Fucking Last Action Hero.
Kindergarten
so bad. It's so
Cop.
good. Kindergarten. You're right. That's a
He's
tough.
got a ton of great movies.
That's tough. Okay.
Predator, Commando, all these movies are great.
I'm still keeping Pacino, and everybody's with me. But okay. All right. Next one.
Is
Aaron.
there anybody
Not
keeping
one.
Arnold?
Not one person.
Yeah, Raven says Arnold, right? I don't know if she means kick Arnold or keep Arnold.
I think she means kicking Arnold.
All right. Trista says Arnold, but I don't know if she means keep or kick. All right.
Okay, the next one is because they're very prolific. Samuel Jackson or Bill Murray.
Oh boy, that is tough.
Oh my God.
Oh,
You're basically
man.
asking me to choose between Pulp Fiction and Groundhog Day.
You're asking me to choose between the Star Wars prequels and Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters.
This is tough. I could never watch the Star Wars prequels again. He's in because Samuel Jackson's in everything.
He's in all the MCU movies. Those are all gone.
All the Marvel movies. Yeah, those are gone. Can't watch those. He's in everything. Bill Murray, you'd have to get rid of. There's no more Ghostbusters, no more Caddyshack,
Kingpin.
I'd probably get Stripes. I guess I'd have to get rid of Bill Murray and I'd keep Samuel L. Jackson. That's tough, though.
Thank goodness you can wake up from this and like, it was only a dream.
Yeah. I gotta keep Samuel L. Jackson and kick Bill Murray.
Samuel L. Jackson isn't everything. Coming to America. You lose Coming to America.
Coming to America, Goodfellas, you lose.
Is there a movie where they're in together that we lose that movie no matter what?
It's a good question.
It's weird. They haven't been in a movie together, actually.
Not that I could think of.
And you know what's sad is when the movie comes out, you can't see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if this game's a little hard for people.
It's very
I'm
difficult.
gonna on Friday.
A lot of people keeping Samuel L. Jackson.
I'm keeping Bill Murray. Can't do it.
Everybody.
Bill Murray is my hero.
Look at this. Everybody is keeping Samuel L. Jackson, kicking Bill Murray.
I have Bill Murray stickers on the back of my laptop, which you can kind of see the Kingpin one right there.
You can't watch Garfield or Garfield 2, Tale of Two Kitties.
Which he hates, by the way. Bill Murray hates that fucking movie.
You can't watch Space Jam.
That's right, Space Jam.
Or
Bill Murray. I'm sorry, but Bill Murray is slightly more hilarious than...
He's got a handful of legendary movies, but Samuel L. Jackson is in dozens and dozens and dozens of movies that are just
fantastic movie. Yeah. And he's great in them.
And he's great in them, and he's amazing. So.
That's really tough. All right, good. These are two tough ones so far, Aaron.
I hope this one's easier. Bradley Cooper or Ben Affleck?
No, it's not easier. No.
Ben Affleck.
Because I've really gotten a man movie crush on Bradley Cooper recently because he's...
So pick Bradley Cooper. So why?
What am I going to throw away Dogma for the rest of my life? You fucking crazy.
When's the last time you actually watched Dogma?
Well, you can't because that fucking pedophile owns it and he won't release it, that piece of shit.
It's on YouTube.
Who?
Is it? Harvey Weinstein owns it. He won't put it out.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Because he's a fucking prick. But Ben Affleck is so great in a lot of things. I like Good Will Hunting. I know you don't like it.
Sucks. You know what? That just did it for me. Like I'm
Good
keeping
Will
Bradley
Hunting?
Cooper. I'm keeping Bradley Cooper and kicking Ben Affleck.
That movie is
Why,
not
I don't
that
get to
bad.
see the new Batman.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't get to see the old Daredevil movie.
You'll lose Armageddon though, Frank.
Damn it. We're not leaving without AJ. Shit. That's a great movie. Armageddon is a great movie.
Best Ben Affleck movie, Sum of All Fears. I love
Best
movie.
Ben Affleck movie is Armageddon.
No.
Hell yeah.
And Affleck is a hell of a fucking director too.
Well, you could see the movies directed by him. You can't see the movies that he stars in.
Oh, that's interesting.
You don't get Geely. You get no more Geely.
Come on though, Argo is killer.
I saw it once. It was fine. It was good.
Who's rewatching Argo?
No one's rewatching Argo.
Oh, I'll rewatch Argo if it's got John Goodman.
Really?
In it, it's worth the second spin.
They're nuts.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, I'm keeping Cooper. Bradley Cooper stays.
Bradley Cooper has been. I mean, he's Silver Linings Playbook.
The Marvel movies. He's the.
That's right. He's the raccoon. I always forget that. All right, I'm keeping. I'm gonna keep Affleck.
Keeping. All right.
I need The Town. I need Boiler Room. I need. These are movies that I need.
It's kind of divided in the chat. Some people want to keep Bradley Cooper. Some people want to keep Ben. Yeah,
I'll keep
divided.
Ben Cooper. He's my
Ben
favorite.
Cooper's good.
All right, Aaron. Next.
It's not getting any easier. Michael Keaton or Matt Damon?
Oof. Oh boy,
You really put a lot of thought into this.
this is rough, man. Oh.
Yeah.
All right, Matt Damon. No more Rounders. I'm trying to think of what else? Yeah, that's tough. No more Rounders. I'm trying to think of what else I would be sorry to lose. Go ahead.
Very aggressive.
Give that man his money.
Could you imagine not watching Rounders ever again?
I think I got to keep Michael Keaton.
Beetlejuice, Batman.
Beetlejuice, Batman, and just a shit ton of. He's made a huge comeback in the last 10 years and just cranked out a ton of films.
The Larry David movie that we love so much.
Yeah. Oh man, that's true. Clear History. Can't
Clear
watch that anymore.
History.
Yeah, I'm keeping Michael Keaton.
Jesus.
Do I get to watch Team America
Sure.
with the Matt Damon puppet?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Then I'm fine.
Ford versus Ferrari was so good. Matt Damon is so good in
I've never
Ford
seen
I
versus.
do need to see that. I've been wanting to see
We
that
do
for
need to see it.
years.
Oh, you're gonna love it.
Yeah.
You're gonna love it. It's wonderful.
Do you have to care about the rivalry between Ford and Ferrari?
No.
No,
All right.
no. And to be honest with
'Cause I
you, the
don't.
title is it's Injustice.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't. Yeah.
All right. Then I'm in.
All right. I'm next one, Aaron.
Who are you keep? I'm sorry.
Shit,
Anthony,
I thought I was gonna get away with it.
you didn't say who you're keeping. Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep. I have to say Matt Damon. I can't. It's Rounders. I can't not watch Rounders. Yeah.
Just for the one movie?
Yeah. Yeah. I could go without Beetlejuice and Batman. I do love The Founder, and I love Clear History. The Founder's so good. Fucking, but it's Rounders. Rounders.
Multiplicity?
Shit. Touch my peppy, Steve.
Touch my peppy, Steve.
Fuck, I forgot Multiplicity. Oh my God. Oh, this is.
All right. You don't know. All of a sudden, these Michael Keaton movies pop up. Mr. Mom.
Mr. Mom. Multiplicity. Oh, damn it.
Jackie Brown.
Oh, did I lose Aaron? I did.
No, that's my fault.
Okay. I don't know. Fuck.
Night
right.
Shift. Very good.
All right, I
Mercury.
think we all agree. We got to go back to food next week. I
Yeah.
am destroying you people.
Come back to me. Go ahead.
All right, Battle of the Jeffs, Jeff Goldblum or Jeff Daniels?
Oh, Jeff Daniels. Kick Jeff
Ooh.
Goldblum. Fuck Jeff Goldblum.
Really?
Oh, it's not even close. Come on.
No more Jurassic Park.
No.
No more Jurassic Park. The Fly.
The Fly could blow me.
There's a few Marvel movies in there. The Fly can blow you.
Yeah, Thor Ragnarok. My kid will never be able to forgive me. He loves that movie.
That's probably one of the best Marvel movies. That's because it's hilarious.
Yeah.
Life finds a way. Yeah. Let's see. What else?
Come on, this
Goldblum.
is not. I'm gonna close this out in 4 seconds. Dumb and Dumber.
I know Dumb and Dumber.
Newsroom. Speed.
Newsroom's a TV show.
Here's a TV show.
Does that not
Speed.
count?
I think the two big ones are Speed and Dumb and Dumber. Outside of that, Pleasantville.
Pleasantville is great.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna watch that again. Goldblum. You got all the Jurassic Park movies. You got a couple of Thor movies in there. And The Fly. What am I missing with Goldblum?
9 months. I don't know.
Oh, I do love 9 months.
I feel like I'm missing. I don't know. Earth Girls Are Easy.
Yeah, he stinks. This is the easiest one.
Nah. I don't know. I keep Goldblum.
You're crazy. I can't believe how different we are on this. I'm going Jeff Daniels. Keeping Jeff Daniels.
I mean, I love me Jeff Daniels. I love it, but he's Goldblum, man.
All right, Aaron. How many more do we have to go?
We can stop here if you want.
No,
Do
how
the-
many more do you got?
5.
5 more?
Well, there were 10, and we're only on 5. I mean, I don't know.
What are you upset about?
These are some of the toughest decisions I've ever had to make.
Okay, again, we could call it at any time.
No,
How's
go
that?
ahead.
Independence Day was another Goldblum. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I forgot about that. Did you look that up, or did you remember it? You're looking
I
it
looked
up.
it up. I looked it up.
Okay, you got your phone face. All right. Ready?
Yeah.
Jim Carrey or Johnny Depp?
Oh, I keep Jim Carrey.
I think you have to keep Carrie here. I mean, outside
tough.
of
You
Donnie
lose
Brasco.
Edward Scissorhands, all the Pirates of the Caribbean movies.
Eh.
Donnie Brasco.
I don't even know if there's anything else I really like him in outside of Donnie Brasco.
No Edward Scissorhands or
That movie.
Sweeney Todd. And there's a couple other, I'm sure, Tim Burton things that I'm missing.
What was the movie where his pillow gets shit on? That was my favorite.
Oh, that was I Was Married to a Nut Job.
Go, that's it. Yeah, that was good. I like that one. Come on, he ruined Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
That's true.
Fucking asshole. I mean, Crybaby was good, but outside of that,
I don't know if he ruined it or if Tim Burton ruined it.
either
Yeah,
way.
no, I'm with you. I keep Jim Carrey. Trista
Yeah.
says keep Johnny. All right. I mean, he's great as Jack Sparrow. I'm sorry, Captain Jack Sparrow. But outside of that, and Scissorhands. What's Eating Gilbert Grape is another one. 21 Jump Street. That was the TV show, though, right?
Yeah. Yeah, this is an easy one for me. I like this one.
You can't see Nightmare on Elm Street, the first one.
I'm
Johnny
good.
Depp. All right.
I'm good.
Yeah,
All right.
I keep Carrie.
Carrie, overwhelmingly.
I think you'll like this one too. Steve Martin or Sylvester Stallone? Oh no, is that hard?
I
No,
think I
that's-
keep Stallone.
That's not easy because Rocky means a lot to us.
Yeah, I keep Stallone. Rocky, Rambo alone. Those two.
And thank you for getting one.
Don't what? Stop
We
him and
only-
Mom will shoot.
We bought it.
Oh, Oscar, great one.
Oscar. I'm not courting any opposition. Oscar's
Great movie. Oh, you got to keep Stallone.
You're glazing
I
over
love Steve Martin. No. I love Steve Martin. He's got some great movies. Father of the Bride, The Jerk, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles with John Candy.
Mm-hmm.
My Blue Heaven. Thank you, Dennis.
I believe
I know,
in
he's got-
over-dipping.
He's got a lot of great ones. Little Shop of Horrors,
Parenthood.
Parenthood.
It's
Oh my God.
complicated.
Mercury, my girl loves Oscar. I cannot believe how many times we overlap. I love it.
Yeah, you gotta love Stallone. Stallone's got great movies.
Outside of Rocky and Rambo?
Yeah, I mean, you got what's it called? The blow upables. What was that? What those movies called?
Lovable.
I don't know.
Oh,
There's a
The
bunch of
Invincible? No.
the Inconceivables. I don't know that. You got the one where he's Prison Break or whatever the hell it's called, where he tries to get a escape plan. Those were good. He's got what was it? Demolition Man.
Oh, Demolition Man. Okay, yeah, that's gonna be tough.
Judge Dredd.
Judge Dredd's tough. That's tough. You're right. There's a couple there.
Over the Top. Classic.
Expendables. Is that what you were thinking of?
Expendables. That's it.
Yeah. There's not a lot here though.
He's got a bunch that I think we're missing.
I'm going with Steve Martin.
There you go, Paul. You can't watch his Stallone in that porn or whatever.
Stallone has a porn?
Oh, well, before he was a big time actor, he was in a porn.
Like he was in it,
was a
or he
porn
was like
guy.
fixing the light in the back? Oh, he was?
He was, yeah, pretty sure.
Okay.
I mean, Steve Martin's great, but I can't. Rockies, all the Rockies, there's so many of them. I can't get rid of those.
All right, Aaron.
Okay, you can't see Once Upon a Time in Hollywood anymore because Leonardo DiCaprio or Brad Pitt.
Ooh. Yeah, so that one's definitely out either way. Leo or Brad Pitt?
This is very difficult. They're both wonderful. Let's go with Brad Pitt. Fight Club.
You're keeping Brad Pitt?
No, I'm just going down the list. Fight Club, Mr. and Mrs. Smith,
Yeah.
Inglourious Bastards,
Great
Seven.
movie. 7. What's in the box?
What'd you say before I said 7?
I just said great movie. Inglourious Bastards.
Inglourious Bastards, Ocean's 11, all the Ocean series. I do love those.
Thelma and Louise.
Thelma and Louise, The Mexican, The Big Short.
What's the one with the baseball movie with Jonah Hill?
Moneyball.
Moneyball.
Moneyball. Fuck. I love Moneyball.
It's tough. All right, now Leo, you got what? Titanic. What's Eating Gilbert Grape again? I think that's all his movies.
The Revenant. The one
Revenant.
where he's that guy who wants to sell people a pen.
Oh yeah.
Catch Me
What
If
the
You
hell?
Can.
Catch Me. Oh, okay, yeah.
That's not Catch Me If You Can.
Catch Me If You Can. No, that's
No,
another
I
one.
just
She's
couldn't think
named.
of the one with the pen. The Wolf of Wall Street.
The Wolf of Wall Street.
What's the? Oh, there's another one I can't think of.
Wolf of Wall Street's a big one. That's
Django Unchained. He was in.
Oh,
Well-
who's gonna?
all right. Romeo and Juliet, Inception,
Romeo and Juliet. Inception. Yeah.
Django Unchained, Shutter Island,
Shutter Island sucked.
Great Gatsby, Catch Me If You Can.
Catch Me If You Can is great.
Oh, let's use the Fool's Brad Pitt. Whoops, sorry, I'm getting mixed up.
Oh man.
The Quick and the Dead. That's maybe one of the best westerns of all time.
Not a big Western guy. But the only
Yeah,
Western I liked was Back to the Future 3. That's my favorite Western.
Robin, let me know in the chat if you're still mad at me. I hate when Robin's mad at me.
Why would Robin be
What
mad
did you
at
do to Robin?
I don't know, but he wrote "Damn it, Aaron," and fuck
Oh, I
it.
think because you're making this tough.
Yeah,
Okay,
these are difficult
I swear,
choices.
guys, Friday is going to be a lot more fun. I promise. But
Oh.
we still have 2 more, and they're not easy. What's up?
So Paul says Howard Hughes. That was The Aviator when he played Howard Hughes, which I didn't see, but Aaron, you saw, and you didn't like that one.
I just thought that the minute that it got interesting, the credits rolled, and I was like, "Oh, cool."
That's true. Gangs of New York. Didn't see that one.
Gangs of New York is good.
I think I got to keep DiCaprio.
I think
I love Brad Pitt, but I don't know.
I'm keeping
It's tough.
DiCaprio too.
It's tough. It's a tough call. He was in that movie with Sandra Bullock and Channing Tatum. That Island movie there.
Right, that one. That was good.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell that was called.
Next up, Aaron.
Yeah, right.
Wait, who was in that movie?
Was it Channing Tatum, Sandra Bullock, and Brad Pitt?
I thought you said coming. All right. Next up
Oh.
is the Battle of the Toms. Tom Hanks or Tom Cruise?
Hanks.
Oh boy,
Hanks. Not even close.
keeping Hanks.
As soon as she said Battle of the Toms, I go Hanks over Cruise, just instantly. It's not even close.
Yeah, I think I just have. I'll think about it for a minute, but
Nope.
I'm not just gonna jump on the.
I'm losing Days of Thunder. I'm losing
All the Mission Impossibles,
Top Gun,
Rain Man,
Rain Man.
Cocktail,
Yep.
The Firm,
Few Good Men.
Few Good Men.
That's the toughest one.
What's the one with the prostitutes? Bum, 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 ba-da-da-da.
No, Risky Business.
Risky Business.
The Outsiders.
The Outsiders. The Mission Impossibles were really good anyway. I gotta go Tom Hanks. You're right.
It's not even.
Hanks has got all the classics. Big, League of Their Own, Burbs, Money Pit. I mean, it's just the list is endless.
It's endless. Hanks.
Yeah, gotta go Hanks.
Hands down.
Just keeping Cruise because of Top Gun. Way to stick to your guns, lady.
Hey, Top.
Way
Tom
to
Cruise-
stick to those Top Guns.
He has some great movies. Tom Cruise, he does his own stunts. He holds his breath for like fucking 4 days or something.
She's a national
long-
treasure.
He is.
And I'd kick him to the fucking curb in a second for Tom Hanks.
Hanks has some fucking legendary movies though.
Yeah.
Forrest Gump.
We could find out that Tom Hanks was literally eating children in a pizzeria in the bottom of Washington, D.C., and he started COVID, and I would still pick him
Yeah,
and forgive him for all of it.
And be like, I gotta watch me some Toy Story now.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%.
All right.
So we sacrificed a couple of kids' adrenaline for fucking Forrest Gump. Sign me up.
Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Anthony, I'm going to cut you off there.
Do you want to know what? Okay. Do you want to know? This just reminded me of this.
Oh god.
I'm watching Seinfeld before because he's on a rampage now for the Pop-Tart movie.
Right.
Remind me to talk about the Pop-Tart movie in a second.
I will not.
So he's talking about perfection, how like you just don't mess with perfection. He's on with CBS. He's on with Mo Rocca, who I tolerate, but is starting to really get on my nerves recently. I don't know why.
This story's got to have a point somewhere on the
Okay,
horizon,
here's
right?
the point. So he's talking about perfection and everything and how things are wonderful and companies mess things up after a while. So he brings up the Bic pen and he goes, I remember in the 90s when they put the little hole on the top of the Bic pen. And Mo Rocca's like, yeah. He's like, I called up the president of Bic and asked him why he did that. And then Mo Rocca goes, the kid who choked. He goes, the kid who choked. The kid swallowed a pen cap. So they put a hole in it just in case any other kid swallowed a pen cap. The air would get through. They wouldn't choke to death. And Mo Rocca's like, well, it's good that we're saving kids' lives. And they go back to Seinfeld and he's just, no, we could sacrifice a couple of kids. That's what he said.
Jeez. What, the hole? Because he doesn't want a hole in the pen?
He doesn't want a hole in the pen.
All right.
It was so fucking funny. It was so good. I'm gonna go and try and find it. Anyway, the Pop-Tart movie is coming out on Friday.
It is.
I'm debating doing a live watch along on Saturday night. Is that interesting to anybody?
Yeah, I don't think I think we could do a review of it.
I was thinking about I'm gonna watch it anyway. I might as well
We're gonna watch you watch it.
watch me watch it like we watched the
Sopranos thing.
yeah, that was a disaster. I have a little more hope for the Pop-Tart movie.
So we should be, well, it would get struck down. We wouldn't be able to put a little that we're watching it, we wouldn't be able to show the movie in like the corner of the screen or anything.
No, it would totally be. But it's more. I'm asking more. All right, right in the comments. Don't do it in the live chat because I can't. I'll never go back and find it. Go in the comments after the show or tweet me or whatever, emails, if you would want to do that together. Because I feel like we'll all be like Frank. If you can't make it, it's fine. But if the audience wants to do it, I'll do it. I feel like we'll do. I think it would be great if you did it. If we all did it together, that would be the best.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about it.
Well,
what do
good
you
luck
think?
with all that. If we're doing it, I'm in. But we'll.
I'm probably
see. I
gonna
guess we'll
watch
see
it
what people want.
anyway.
Right. We'll leave it to the people. See what the people want.
Okay. All right. Should we leave it to the people?
Like Mystery Science Theater. See, now that would be good. See, that's an interesting concept. We wouldn't, but the only difference is we would be watching this for the first time, and we wouldn't be commenting on it as we're watching it too much. Mystery Science Theater, they make fun of old movies, that they've seen probably a million times, and they have jokes written for. But that would be fun.
I just think let's just do it all together.
All right. It's on Netflix, I believe, right? It's going to be released on Netflix on Friday.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what's it called, Pop Tarts or the Pop Tart movie or what?
The Many Saints of Nabisco.
I forget. I didn't hear what Aaron said. I'm sorry.
No, I said the Many Saints of Nabisco because of the Many Saints of Newark. I was just kidding.
He didn't hear it.
Why am I on mute?
No, he's just zoned out for some reason. I don't know what's going on with him.
No, I'm looking for something.
Oh, swell.
He's just not listening. So you could say anything right now and he wouldn't hear it. You giant dipshit. Oh,
I'm listening.
He's back.
I've been listening.
Yeah, what Aaron say 3 times already?
It's hard for me to hear her. I can't hear her sometimes.
Bullshit.
I can't.
All right, you ready for the last 2 dudes?
Yes.
I shouldn't call them dudes. They are serious gentlemen, and they are Denzel Washington or Russell Crowe.
Denzel Washington.
Ooh, you're keeping Denzel. Is that what you're saying?
Instantly. I mean, it's not even. I don't even have to think about this one. I like these.
All right, Russell Crowe. I'm trying to think of the differences. I mean, the only big movie you'd lose with Russell Crowe is Gladiator, and the last Thor movie, which wasn't that good anyway. And L.A. Confidential. Yeah, I keep Denzel.
I mean, it's not even close. I don't think this one's a close one either.
Yeah, Denzel. He's got some classics.
Okay, this is from CBS Sunday Morning, Frank. Aaron, listen to this.
Yeah. See, these companies, they don't understand that we fall in love with these things. When they put a hole in the top of the clear barrel Bic pen, I called the president of Bic in the 90s. And I went, what are you doing? You can't change this now. And it turned out a kid had swallowed a cat and choked.
Yes.
So to protect themselves legally, they put a hole in the cap.
Because then if the kid swallows it right, you can breathe
You
through.
can breathe through it. And it completely ruined the aesthetic perfection of the pen.
Okay, but once you heard the explanation.
No.
Okay, all right. It was, yeah. The holes in the
Don't destroy perfection. It's too hard to achieve.
See, that's funny. He's being funny. That's
Oh, that made me laugh. But it's just like, no. Oh shit! I don't know when Mo Rocca transitioned into Ellen DeGeneres, but I hope he's happy with it. I think they're gonna do great things.
Good for him.
Just so you know, Jerry Seinfeld kicked aesthetic cap and kicked children.
Exactly.
That's true.
Exactly. Do you know by the way, his birthday today, he's 70 years old.
He's 7. Kramer, I think, is coming up on 80. Kramer's like 6-7 years older than Jerry.
What happened? It's weird. Seinfeld, Kramer too. They were 40 for the last 40 years. I mean, they were literally 40 years old, stuck frozen in time.
Because we heard nothing from them for like 30 years, except for the obvious.
All right, Aaron. 2 more, 1 more. What do we got here?
No, we're done.
Oh, that was it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Happy New Year. I don't know. It just feels like 11 o'clock and I just want to throw confetti.
I love these. This game, pick one, kick one, is a great game.
Pick one,
You just
kick one
give it-
is my new favorite.
You're giving me
It'll-
more homework. I got to come up with theme songs for all these things now.
I know.
Again, this one was a little tough. Be more fun on Friday, so everyone. And if there's time for me, a game on Friday, it'll be one that's a little bit more like food. I won't be like this again.
No, the tough ones are great.
No, I like this one a lot.
Yeah.
Good night, everybody. Happy Monday.
Way to go. Great job.
Great job, Aaron. All right, Frankie. So you got anything else?
Just get that book written by Erin herself called Oval. Link in the description below. Buy it on Amazon. You can download the digital copy. It's available right now. It's a great read. Pick it up today.
Well said, my friend. Well said.
Thank you.
I think we accomplished a lot.
Did we?
I
We
think
solved anything?
the transgendered Palestinian theys would be very pleased with this episode.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
I'm glad. You want to make everybody happy. You try to, anyway.
I think we
Can't.
got
It's impossible
close.
to make everyone happy, but we're as close as we can get.
I think we got closer than Dave Chappelle, which is all I'm going to say.
Then we're good.
We'll leave it there.
That's fine. I'm happy. We'll be back again on Wednesday, same time.
Wednesday. Tweet, Instagram, Facebook, whatever. Let me know if you want to do the live watch along to the Pop-Tart movie.
Right.
We'll knock that idea around for a little bit. We'll make a decision before Wednesday or Friday or Saturday afternoon.
Whatever.
That's it.
Make sure you like this video too. Share it. Spread the word. Anthony on air.
Show me potato salad.
Maybe we should go now. Go ahead.